I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It is episode 6. I know this is the 6th episode now because I was like, wait, is it 5 or 6? This is the 6th official episode of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. I had to look through numbers and I was like, well, yo, was the last episode 6, 5? I know I was tired, so I didn't really know what was going on. But thank you to everybody that's been reaching out, that's been checking out the podcast. I appreciate you all. Thank you to everybody that's giving rates and subscribing on iTunes. I'm telling you ahead of time, and I will tell you at the end, rate and subscribe on iTunes. I need you all to keep doing that. Let's get this thing pumped up. I need you all to rate and subscribe on iTunes, all right? It's been a fun week, man. It's going to be a fun show. I got one of my homies with me. He is one of the co-hosts, and I can't remember the name of the podcast, so you're going to have to kill me for that. But I did a dope podcast with him and A-Marie Lee before, and he is one of them cats that when something happens, whatever, in the Marvel and DC world, he is inboxing me with the quickness to have a long-ass Facebook discussion. When I sent this man my number several times before, and he could just fucking text me. Like, nigga, you gotta keep sending this shit through Facebook, nigga?
It's just easier, because you be posting so much.
Nigga,
so
I don't like to check my messages. Anyway, my homie Nick Alexander with me. What's happening, homie?
Jay, what's up, brother?
Man, learn how to use my goddamn number, nigga.
I will learn. I'm getting better. Actually, I didn't get better because I was inboxing you today.
You was inbox,
but you
like,
inboxed me.
I started it.
So
I'll admit, I
there.
started.
I kept you that same Facebook energy. Gave you the Facebook.
What's been going on with you, man?
Nah, man, good, really good. In LA doing shows. We hit the stand up circuit, but then I'm also doing improv and sketch. So I got a team that I run with called Cornbread Kitchen. It's a predominantly black comedy team, and we doing a lot of shows at UCB, and we got our 1 year anniversary as a group.
Congratulations.
So yeah, we doing that Sunday night. The Black Twitter Show.
Also, you just popped up in the commercial in the ad, bro.
Yeah, for the Game Time app. It's a pretty cool app. So what it allows you to do, you look at for like events or sporting stuff to go to like the day of or the day before, and that's when you can get like the best discount for tickets. So
nice.
You wait till the day of, you can get shit for like 50% off.
Okay.
So get that Game Time.
I mean, I tell people that hook up kind of with airline flights. Like, if you know where you want to go for sure,
yeah,
and you don't have if you're not gonna check a bag, go to the airport that same day and stay tuned to like Google Flights, different things, and track it. That like almost an hour before the flight. An hour to 2 hours before the flight, it will drop immensely.
You can do it way better than waiting a month, 2 months.
Sometimes, I mean, it's a rush. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
It's not a rush. It's a gamble. But yeah, I know when I was supposed to go to Chicago back in April for some work, and I was going on a homies who was flying standby. But the trip from LA to Chicago was booked out, and the next flight wasn't until like late at night.
Damn.
But I needed to be in Chicago because I had a bunch of work I had to do. So I was like, shit, what I'm going to do? So I was looking online for a flight. Literally in an hour, there was a flight going out from United to Chicago. The ticket was only $80.
Whew.
I bought that bitch and had to run through LAX like OJ. Do you know how hard it is to go through security, have a hoodie on, and some jogging pants?
And I think you up to something.
Man, I was like, I'm going to get shot. Nah. Hopefully I make this flight.
Yeah.
But nah, man, I just like to always recap my personal week for everybody. It's been kind of cool. Same old, working a lot, man. Shouts out to everybody who saw me on Nerdist News Talks Back. Everything else that I had done, I'm back with Ashley Robinson and Jason Inman doing the Black Lightning reviews.
I watched that.
That was fun, man. It's always fun doing that. Shouts out to Jason Wayne Christian, who runs Jack Wrestling Comedy. We did the show this past Saturday night at the Pack Theater. Nice crowd. It was a great event, man. It literally uses wrestling in like an improv type show. And actual wrestlers from SoCal area were there. And I got to interact with them and talk with them, and it just made me itch more and more about getting back into the ring soon. And I got to meet the homie Brian Kendrick and have a long talk with him And it was just so good to have those discussions. Felt like a locker room back in the day. A lot of people like, yo, you gonna come back? I'm like, man, if you make my gear, I'll be back.
That's it.
I just need a new pair of shorts.
You had a
man.
mask? How was your costume?
Why does everybody ask me, yo, did you wear a mask? Nigga,
Did
why
you
would
wear
I
the
want to?
little iPod?
No, I wore a bandana. I have a bandana. I
Okay.
got two-tone bandanas, which are very rare to find.
All right.
And so, like, I have split colors. I have a red and white one. I have a black and white one. And I had a couple different other ones, but I lost those. But
It's like a whole nother J I never even knew.
Yo, when you see the trauma, the Urban Gladiator trauma is a whole different dude than Jay Washington, and everybody that sees me on the outlets and do the movie talking and talk about comic book stuff, and even people who see me do stand up. It's like a whole different persona. Like there's different levels to this shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the shit that we're here for
Let's
now.
do it.
As you know, I get you caught up on, if you're new to the podcast, what I do here is every week get you caught up on everything happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes, okay? So, like, there's so much shit that's going down. We actually have the shows are coming back, and I'll get into them slowly but surely. One of the shows I really didn't get a chance to fully watch except for the season premiere that I didn't talk about much. I think I talked about it on the previous episode with BC, was The Gifted. Have you watched The Gifted?
I do watch The Gifted.
Yo, so when you ain't gotta sound like I'm asking you an interview. You can just be conversational.
I fucks with
We're
The Gifted.
conversational and shit. Everybody knows. That's what everybody. First of all, stop cutting you off. I just want to be able to break this out.
I got you. Go ahead.
One thing people love about the show that I've learned is the fact that we keep it real.
Yes.
I don't try to just try to blatantly shit on anything.
Right.
I don't try to overly cape for anything.
Okay.
But I always say this show is barbershop talk for nerds.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you rock with The Gifted?
Yeah, so I was watching The Gifted. I was pretty committed, and then I fell off like around episode 10. But then when I saw that season 2 is coming back around, I binged like last weekend to get caught up.
Okay.
And then I caught the premiere. So
yeah,
I saw what they did when they came back, and
I just had an issue with the season premiere. My only issue was why y'all just didn't give her a fucking C-section. That was my only issue.
She's still struggling and screaming.
She's struggling and screaming to have a natural childbirth. Yo, just give her anesthetic, put her ass under, cut the baby out. Because pushing it finna kill everybody. But that's not.
I mean, she's gonna Magneto and kill up all those people that's cooking up some plot.
Well, she is Magneto's daughter, so
you know what I'm saying. But it was cool. It was weird. The 6-month time jump. It's like this one. The little dude went blonde. Like he had a whole Justin Bieber moment.
Well, they're trying to keep it realistic time wise, which I
so when you leave your parents, is this when white kids run away, you dye your hair blonde?
Hey, shout out to the white kids who listening, letting me know.
Is that what you guys do? I don't know.
I mean, I never
ran away. I don't know if I would dye my hair.
A lot of kids, no matter the race or color, they do get rebellious and change their looks and appearances and things about them. The fact that he went white, I was like, oh, y'all trying to make him Quicksilver without him being Quicksilver, but his power ain't Quicksilver.
But go get some pussy then. You gotta dye your hair.
Man. Because I know the sister wanted to get some, and the parents were cock blocking heavy.
That was really good, yeah.
But look, Daredevil drops this week on Netflix, man. Season 3 comes back, and this is arguably one of the best Marvel shows on Netflix, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm confused about Daredevil.
What you confused?
Okay, so like, I see that they talks that Kingpin is definitely going to get into his ultimate Kingpin bag, and that Bullseye's supposed to be in the 2 possibly, right? But like,
ain't no possible. He's in this.
He's in it, but like he's wearing the costume. Like I didn't understand that. So like Matt's going back to the season 1, and I hated the season 1 costume. I thought it was just like.
So you weren't? Were you ever a fan of the comic book?
Nah.
Well, so if you were a fan of the comic book, really Daredevil actually started out in the all black. That's why it was such a dope thing when they did it in the series.
Okay.
He never automatically just had the motorcycle looking suit. He had the Black Ninja look, and so a lot of people didn't get introduced to that until the first season on Netflix.
Right. I'm one of those people. Yeah.
But the thing is, with this one, they're doing the born again angle, and this angle gets real. It gets even darker than what Daredevil already is. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, and a lot of it involves, so in the comic book, Karen Page gets on heroin.
I read about that.
Which everybody wants I want Heron Page. I want this in my life.
She did porn too, right?
She does porn, she does everything, and she sells out Murdoch's identity.
Okay.
Now, I've had the pleasure of seeing the first 6. I haven't watched all 6 yet. I have all 6 available to me. I've watched 3 out of the 6. And let me tell you, the 3 I've watched, shit gets down and dirty. It's what you see in the trailers, a lot of Matt Murdock talking about, yo, I can't be Matt Murdock. I have to be Daredevil.
Wow.
Like, I'm going to cut off everybody. Wilson Fisk is just, Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing as Wilson Fisk.
He was amazing.
The introduction of the man who will become Bullseye, you see why he becomes Bullseye. This motherfucker starts sniping people.
So you saying Colin Farrell ain't got shit on him?
Nothing. Nothing.
All right.
But it's a dope character and a lot of different things. Again, I'm waiting to see how the rest of the season itself plays out.
Yeah.
All episodes drop this Friday on Netflix. So Thursday midnight, depending on what time zone you're in, you will be able to. We'll be able to get that. Speaking of the Netflix shows, Iron Fist has become the first official Netflix show to be canceled by Disney and Netflix.
I thought I would be more excited about the news, but come on, Jay, let's level. Iron Fist 2, the season wasn't bad. Season 2 was not bad.
Season 2 wasn't bad at
They
all.
stepped it up really good. I thought he was another different character.
Well, like I said before in previous episodes, which you all should go back and listen to, shouts out to the new showrunner.
Yeah, he changed it up.
Who changed it up and was like, yo, let's give Danny new life in this way. And made him tolerable. And made the relationship with Colleen and Danny not seem forced.
Yeah. I didn't feel like he had one white privilege moment.
No, we didn't go through those.
Yeah.
I think
he grew a lot.
He is the CEO of Rand Enterprises, but he doesn't have that white privilege like he was using in the first one.
Yeah.
But they've canceled it. Now everybody's like, yo,
why?
This is why. I really think this is about to be the start of a trend. They're going to cancel them all off Netflix because they're going to go to Disney Play.
Okay, so it's just like, let's just cut this one so we don't got to get him a season 3 and spend money.
The season 3 is going to happen though on Disney Play. And if not, they're just gonna do Heroes for Hire and Daughters of the Dragon,
right.
And again,
combine that show
because also you can call Colleen and Misty Heroes for Hire.
That's what I thought too.
You know, what I'm saying you don't always have to call them the Daughters of the Dragon, even though you teased it a lot in season 3.
Right, but it's not as popular as saying Heroes for Hire.
It's not.
And you put 4 of them on a show. That's like That's easier to not stretch a story out. You got 4. It just makes sense because sometimes these people don't do good when it's just their own thing.
It can get overloaded though with 4 characters. I mean, granted, we have a lot of shows that work successfully with multiple main characters and multiple focuses, but these shows, the main characters are never like fully together.
Right.
And I think you'd be running 2 stories almost, for lack of better words, where you have the Heroes for Hire doing some, the Daughters of the Dragon, and then the whole purpose of the Daughters of the Dragon is, after we've seen in Iron Fist, is Misty and Colleen trying to take down Luke more than anything else.
Oh, right, because Luke ended up going into the gangster life.
Right, he's trying to be the kingpin.
But he's doing it for the right reasons.
For the right reasons.
But he can get lost in that too.
You can get lost in it. So that'll be interesting, man. I mean,
even the Meachums, I think, were tolerable.
It was
very tolerable.
The only thing I didn't like, and I think I said this again, was Joy Meacham's quote-unquote heel turn. I didn't buy her as a bad guy, but I bought Ward Meacham as an asshole drug addict. I bought all that shit. I was like, you are everything you should be. I mean, it wasn't a really bad.
But if it's for another player, then I'm okay. But I definitely was like, damn, how you going to act it?
Well, here's the thing with that. Fans have actually started a petition.
That's good.
To get it renewed by Netflix. I don't think there's enough fans for Iron Fist to have
immortal.
I'll be honest. I don't think it's enough. I know that. I like the second season.
Right.
A lot of people like the second season. It was a refresher from the first season, but the first season was so trash.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard for it to be better the second go around. You know what I'm saying?
The bar was very low.
The bar was very fucking low.
You didn't have to do much.
The bar was low.
They pull it off. So let me ask you this: out of all the season 2s of the shows, right? Which one? What would you rank them?
Okay, season 2s.
I know it's a long time since the Daredevil one.
No, I know. I remember them all to the fullest.
Yeah.
Because I go back and watch them frequently. To be honest with you.
Okay.
So for me, season 2, the first one is Luke Cage.
Luke Cage is your top one
because Bushmaster was just amazing.
I liked him.
That character, the arc, the development, the story, his reasoning for being. I rock with it.
Yeah.
After Luke Cage is Daredevil season 2.
Okay.
After Daredevil season 2 this is gonna surprise people when I say this, is Iron Fist season 2.
Okay.
And then at the bottom of my season 2 is Jessica Jones.
Okay.
And the reason being, because I know a lot of people, especially a lot of my female listeners, is like, why you got to put Jessica at the bottom? Here's why. Jessica's first season was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was under Daredevil.
It was right under Daredevil, and sometimes at some point surpassed Daredevil.
Yeah.
you tried to go. It's hard to go from somebody as immaculate of a performance as David Tennant gave you to her mom.
Yeah.
As the bad guy, but it's conflicting. Like, I used to have this discussion with Bobby Hill when we were doing Trusty Sidekick. They're doing a 3 breakdown thing about Jessica. Mm-hmm. Shitty relationship, shitty family, and now we're finna do shitty friendship going into season 3.
Her and Trish, shit.
Right.
Trish is thirsty for that super serum.
I mean, that's how it happens, and then it always backfires, and then what's gonna happen? Jessica gotta beat her ass.
Right.
But the question becomes, who becomes the bad guy? Because you can't do the whole season of season 3 with Jessica just trying to beat Trish's ass
when she on the run from everybody. Yeah.
I don't know. So I mean,
it's weird. They got.
What would you rank them
for season 2?
Season 2s.
I would probably. I still think I like Daredevil season 2, and then Luke Cage, then Fist, then Jessica. Yeah, I don't think Jessica's season 2 was like bad. You obviously know more of the backstories than I do, but I still liked it. I just think I enjoyed Iron Fist so much because I was so happy that they got it right. And Luke Cage was just really well done. But sometimes I think Luke Cage just doesn't have enough action for me.
My issue with Luke Cage is Luke Cage.
Yeah.
It's Mike. Mike's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I got a chance to work with him before. It's just, I feel like I need something else.
Sometimes people are just more interesting around it. Everybody's more interesting
around him.
Yeah.
And I feel like I need more behind that. For me, like you said, Iron Fist, from season 1 being so terrible, and people not even wanting to watch season 2.
Word.
That could also be a reason.
That's true, too.
Because a lot of people said they weren't going to even bother watching it.
Because they couldn't even make it through the first season.
They couldn't even make it through it.
Yeah.
But again, the rebound. And Jessica Jones was so dope. I was already high off the series off the first season. Mm-hmm. I was high off what you did with David Tennant and Kristen Ritter, because Kristen Ritter is amazing. She commits the shit out of that.
I love what she does.
Even
in Defenders, I liked her.
She was the best out of Defenders.
Yeah.
She was the best, arguably. Because Matt Murdock has to do this whole conflicted shit.
With Elektra and all that.
With Elektra and Stick and all that. And then you get Jessica Jones' second season, where, like I said, first season I'm high on it. Second season I'm like, oh, they're going to go one step further. They're going to make every episode a woman director. And we're going to have that perspective that this show deserves to have.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, I'm all in for it. I'm here. Let's do this. And then I watch it. And I'm like, oh, this just went sideways real quick. Because, again, some of the stories you were trying to tell, it wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't necessary to tie in to have with the story of Jessica.
Yeah.
Some of the things. So that was my reason. But again, I'm going to hope for season 3 on it. There's been no formal announcement that I know of. But, that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Cool.
It's going to be interesting, again, to see what Luke Cage does.
Yeah.
Daredevil drops, and Daredevil's expected to just blow minds.
For sure.
Vincent D'Onofrio's amazing. Deborah Ann Woll.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, we got to give that man credit. So, did you ever hear how he said he lost a lot of roles?
No, I watched him.
He's been Daredevil, and since he's been Daredevil, his performance has been so amazing that he's been offered auditions for many other roles.
Right.
The problem is he's so used to looking at you without looking at you that he doesn't know how to do a regular audition anymore, because he has to be Daredevil. Like, wow. It looks like I'm looking at you, but I'm really looking to the side of you or something like that.
Right.
So he has to try to break that, and it's hard for him.
Oh, like the blind habit.
The blind habit is really, it really gets him.
The casting director's like, no, we need you looking to the...
And he keeps trying, and they're like, man, fuck it, man. Like, this, I believe there's one casting director who literally is just like...
Should give him a chance.
Like, man, this nigga just don't...
Okay, all right.
This nigga just don't want to,
I'm hyped for Daredevil, man.
I'm totally hyped for it. I'm all into it. I can't say that, it's one of those seasons where I'm like, man, it's going to be shit. I've always been great with Daredevil, so...
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it. My freaking computer, never mind. My internet acts stupid. I'm glad I'm recording when my internet doesn't get affected. But hey, I had to send somebody something. Send it to him later. The Black Widow movie. Scarlett Johansson got $15 million for this role.
Well deserved.
She's earned it. I just want to know what the fuck this movie's going to be about.
Well, they did a little bit of her origin story in some of the movies.
Right, we've seen some of her origin, so it's like we don't need that.
Her identity is exposed to the world.
It's what do you do? Because some people have been saying they want a whole story about the mission in Budapest or whatever it was.
Hawkeye. It should be a buddy movie, except just Hawkeye is her Robin to the Batman. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can see that.
You know, they're just going against military type threats who are skilled in hand-to-hand combat and assassins and shit. You just gotta let them fight assassins.
Yeah.
Take down an organization that...
Do you have any superpowered beings in the movie with them?
That they could take down?
Yeah.
Nah, it would just be like master martial artist, assassin type of villains. I don't know. You'd have to go from that pool of villains.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just street level. It would just be street level with guns and, you know.
Okay. I think I can see that.
On some Civil War stuff, except there's just no captain who is just a super guy.
Okay, and I can see that. Also, we got behind the scenes photo of Spider-Man Far From Home, and we see yet another costume. This time, it's the black and red spectacular Spider-Man. I have an issue with this, though.
Oh, really?
Here's my issue with this. I don't want to see every suit he's going to have before he has it. That, in his situation, because Spidey has a whole array of suits, let them pop up when they pop up in the film. I don't need these behind-the-scene photos leaking of me seeing it. Now, granted, people know where they're filming. They take a picture. Somebody posts it on the internet. You can't stop that. I get that. Yeah. But these are actually released photos from the set. They try to make it seem like it's just some random picture, but the camera is too goddamn clear. That's like when the photos of freaking Brie Larson first came out when she had on the green suit. Yeah. Everybody was like, "Oh, that was real." Like, yo, those are set up to come out pictures. Yeah. I just have my issue with that.
Surprise versus hype.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped for Spider-Man Far From Home no matter what.
No matter what, because they've done a good job.
I'm hyped for it no matter what. But I just don't think... Oh, what was that? Did you just have a gerbil come out your fucking nose?
I was trying not to sneeze all over your nice couch.
Hey man, what the? No, we're not gonna move on from this nigga. That sneeze sounded like it hurt. Yeah, I got it. Like, oh, okay, but I just
I'm gonna be alright.
Okay, shit. Let's go to DC news because this shit here.
Hey.
This shit here is all. I've been more excited to talk DC of what's been going on the past week.
I think we suffer. My bad. I'm
sorry.
We suffer because we love DC and want that shit to work, but the Marvel shit just be so much better.
It was so much better. Oh yeah, absolutely.
My bad.
So here, no problem at all. So here's where we're gonna start because I didn't know which one you want to go with first, but let me do this. The number one news that has come out of anything with DC is the fact that James Gunn may be both writing and directing Suicide Squad 2. That is the biggest power play move from Warner Brothers if I've ever seen one in this film game.
Yeah, I think he could really flip Suicide Squad out, especially if he pushes for that rated R.
I mean,
he has to.
He'll change what it should be. Yeah. Will Smith will be more than willing to be back on board. You already got Margot Robbie. Yeah. I mean, pretty much most of the cast comes back. It's just he knows how to take this ensemble of ragtags and make it work. Yeah. And, you know, he's done it successfully with Guardians. Again, I tell everybody this. If you can sit there and tell me you were a Guardians of the Galaxy fan before the movie came out, I've never done this before, but I would question the holy fuck out you.
I never even heard of Guardians.
You see what I'm saying? Most people didn't know who it was, and when you knew who it was, you heard the comic book fans who knew, like, yo, you're going to make a talking raccoon and a talking tree. Mm-hmm. What? Yeah. What?
Yeah, 2 out of 5, right? Yeah.
And then when people gave James Gunn shit about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I did myself, I'll admit.
It was cool. It just wasn't what 1 was.
Yeah, and I think it's because it was so much exposition in the characters now, because we didn't get it in 1 and he gave it to us in 2. But James Gunn shut everybody up when he said one line, and I was like, I cannot argue this. That man said, you didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I gave you a talking raccoon questioning whether God was real.
Damn, that's cold-blooded.
Think about it. Yeah. He makes Rocket questions whether God is real or not.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to shut the fuck up right now.
I'll take that on the chin.
You know what? I'll take that on the chin. But for him to potentially be writing Suicide Squad 2, If he directs it, I think that makes it so much better.
What's more for you? You want him to write it or direct it?
I want him to do both.
All right, if you can't get both though.
I want him to direct it. I want him to direct it.
Okay.
Because as a director, you take creative liberty with the script and you format it to fit your vision of what you want it to be. Right. Now, this news gets even further because Dave Bautista clearly, first of all, let me say this.
He riding for his dude.
He riding like a motherfucker, and I'm almost 100% sure in them reshoots, Drax dies.
Avengers 4, they gonna kill that nigga?
Okay. They gonna for sure kill him. Yeah, because he was one of the people that were affected by the snap. Spoiler alert. But when he started going hard, when the firing first happened, he was going hard. It was like, this is bullshit. I don't want to work. I don't want to do it. Then he said, contractually, I have to, but I won't like it. Which means you don't want him giving a half-ass performance. The announcement came via Twitter. Dave Bautista tweeted it with the quote, "Where do I sign up?"
Shit. Who would you have him play in Suicide Squad?
I could see him be Bane. I could actually see him be Bane.
Ooh.
I could actually see him be Bane.
That would be a good ass. He would be a good ass Bane. He got the build for it and everything. I mean, Tom Hardy pulled it off, but even though he a little 5'2" motherfucker.
And that's the thing. They shot Tom Hardy right.
Yeah.
They shot him up, so he always looked menacing.
He did.
But you got somebody you still shoot up
6'4",
6'4" that's already jacked.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's pretend we writing the script, right? Mm-hmm. Would this be the way we get to see what's his name? Sofia Vergara's husband be Deathstroke?
Joe Manganiello.
Would you put him in Suicide Squad as the villain? Or like him and a couple of leads to continue off what you saw at the end of Justice League?
It's a problem with that because I want him as Deathstroke.
He's gone against him up in the comics though, right? Deathstroke against the Suicide Squad.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
Because they're the worst heroes ever. They're bad guys who have to stop a badder guy.
Right.
My issue is I want him in the Batman movie.
Right.
Which he may not be.
Right.
I wanted him in that. And then I really don't want to see that iteration of Deathstroke be wasted in Titans.
Because they're probably going to do him at some point.
They're going to do him next season because Titans has already been renewed for season 2.
Damn.
They're going to do the Judas contract.
But we already know what happens, though.
Of course, but there's no surprise.
You think they could find a different way to make it interesting, even after the animated movie?
I mean,
the way they did it on the TV show.
I think you can. Okay. I believe you can. I just don't know if they would write the scribes would pen the script well.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I would love to see Manganiello come through with that.
Okay.
Because the initial rumors that had been going around about Suicide Squad 2, when the initial script was being dropped, I don't know if you know. Do you know who the bad guy was supposed to be?
Nah.
So the rumors were the squad's mission this time was to stop a weapon of mass destruction. The weapon of mass destruction is not a nuclear bomb. It is not a doomsday device. It is Black Adam. It is The Rock.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I did hear about that. Okay.
So, I mean, with his movie not officially moving forward yet, I'm cool with that.
If they do that one.
If they do that way,
right.
Yeah. But again, to have Manganiello in it somehow, some way, you just can't waste Deathstroke.
Right.
He can't be... The cameo you had him in Justice League was to set up something major.
Yeah. And
I just want... If you put him in that... And yes, I say this very biased as a diehard Deathstroke fan. It's just how do you do it?
Mono's not coming back to Arrow, right?
Well, because they keep going. Mono's probably not, because now they can't use him again.
Yeah.
So, again, DC and Warner Brothers, 1 minute they're like, okay, you can use Deathstroke. Now you can't because we're going to use him for the movie. Well, we're not going to use him, so you can use him again. It's like, yo, the man is amazing at the role.
Yeah, he is.
Again, I'm mad that they killed off Brother Blood.
Right.
I loved what he was doing as Brother Blood. You know what I'm saying? Not Manu Bennett. I'm trying to remember the other character's name.
Sebastian.
No Sebastian Blood.
That was right.
The actor's name.
Okay.
Kevin Alejandro.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin Alejandro.
He did a good job.
He was a great fucking Brother Blood, and I'm mad they killed him off. But it's just he won't come back. And I mean, if you do, they'll do his son. Mm-hmm. They'll do Joe Wilson again, something like that. But
all right.
Do you think so? Let's go back to the original point. Do you think for sure the way Batista has been on social media, being so vocally against Disney and their decision, their finalized decision to stay with James Gunn being fired, do you think this means when we see Avengers 4 next year, he dies and he dies?
And he gets no Guardians 3.
He gets no Guardians 3.
Yeah,
well,
you can't.
Guardians 3 is off the table as of right now.
Oh, really?
That's not happening. And I don't think people understand, like, no director wants to take that.
And follow James.
Taika Waititi has so much respect, but he knows it'll never be, it's not, he'd rather do Thor Ragnarok 2
Really?
than instead of trying to mess with, you know what I'm saying, instead of trying to mess with Guardians. I mean, granted, he could give it the boost it would need.
Right.
But I don't think you would get the same level.
Well, here's what I know. No man has ever beaten Disney, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we'll probably be seeing Batista with James Gunn pretty soon. Because no man ever beat Disney. You can't beat that machine, man. you can't speak out against the establishment, man.
Yo, like,
I don't care how much pride you got.
I'm with you, because my thing was this, like, I got you rocking for your homie, you down for your man $100,000.
Right.
I'm with you on that. You won't get an argument out of me.
Right.
You want to pump up, yo, we need James Gunn here. He's the reason we this. There's a heart and soul.
You can say it in the right way.
You say it in the right way. He did it.
Yeah, he did that.
When they did the letters and everything. I understood why you felt that way. I got it.
Right.
Everybody understood. But when Disney said the board, when Bob Iger said the board, a bunch of people made their final decision, which we all know is bullshit, you pretty much had to deal with it. Especially the fact you're contractually obligated. You're under contract.
You signed the paper, my dude.
You signed a paper for this amount of film deal. I have my thoughts on the whole why Gunn was fired and why it stays. Because there's been revealed that the Marvel Entertainment chief is an advisor to the Department of Foreign Affairs because he is a buddy with the orange fuck muppet in the White House. Yeah. So anybody, all goes back to that. But nonetheless,
Conspiracy, brother Jay.
I will tell you, my brother, listen, let me tell you something. If you look at the sun, you know what I'm saying, and it's precisely 1:37 in the afternoon, you will see a black man telling you he is lighting up the world. And I don't know.
Preach, my brother.
But I just think, it was cool. And then once you tweet it out, you Batista, and once you tweet out, where do I sign up? And you are a prominent character in the MCU. You're a prominent character. People
He
have
steals the show.
You steal the show. I think you've sealed your fate.
Yeah.
So
You ain't bigger than Disney. How many years until Suicide Squad do you think? 2020? 2021?
no, because it would have to go into production next year. The script is pretty much done.
Oh, really?
The script was already being written, unless he does
what the Matt Reeves did?
he takes over that script, and he's been taking over that script, and we just found out.
Of course, true. That's true.
If that's happened, if James Gunn has had this script in his hand for like months,
Right.
Once he got fired,
Putting the sauce on it.
once he got fired in July,
Yeah.
and Disney officially said we've made our decision, we're not rehiring him. If Warner Brothers was like,
Next day.
here's a truck and a script, take care, and he started going to work,
Yeah.
then you never know. But I don't see this coming out 2020 at all. Because this would have to go into production. In order for this to hit 2020, it would have to start beginning of the year,
And make it to the end of 2020.
and then the beginning of January 2019, and then almost end of 2020. Or you could just push production, because most push production in the post, but you'll get a horrible movie.
You can't rush. We know after Venom. This is what happens when you rush movies. Okay.
Yo, I don't know.
All right, bro.
Speaking of movies, the Flash movie.
Hey,
The non-titled Flash film has been pushed back once again. Now, so it has been pushed back to a potential 2021 release date. Here is the reasoning.
I think Ezra's stuck in the Speed Force, bro.
That is he's stuck in something, but it's not the Speed Force.
Okay.
He's actually stuck in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. If you didn't know, Ezra Miller has a key supporting role in the Fantastic Beasts series.
Okay.
And they are expected to begin filming for the third film this July, which if they were to start production on The Flash, he would never be able to do it because he would have to be flying across countries and
That's not
cross countries and continents and stuff like that. So they're hoping for a tentative 2020 production start. The script isn't even finished.
shit.
And also, which you can also check on MadTitanCast.com. I just put the article up earlier. It has not been officially greenlit to go.
Okay.
So they're still waiting on a completed script that is ready, that is up to Warner standards. And then Warner will officially make the decision of, yes, let's start production this time. Go ahead.
You know, I think because there's enough people who know about the Flash TV series, like we've seen enough Barry Allen stories, I don't think you got to give him his own movie. You should just let him pop in other people's movies. Like, he could be like Black Widow to the MCU. Just be a cameo, supporting role in all these other ones.
I'm glad you brought her up. I want to go right back. I'll get back to it when we get done. But
All
yeah,
right,
go
sure.
ahead. Go say it again.
Yeah, so I think you should just use the Ezra Miller character Flash. He could pop up in the the next what Batman ever gets done, or Shazam. He works tonally with Shazam. You know, I don't think you need to give him his own movie, because it's like we really know the Barry Allen backstory. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's interesting with these whole we got to go backstory, but I don't think
Especially when your show's on TV, when they have another version on TV.
I don't think though. I don't believe that we're getting a backstory with Barry. I don't think we're gonna do that. I think that is a given. That's not gonna happen. We're supposed to move forward. I just don't know what you want to do with that. Because remember, everybody was like, okay, it's going to be Flashpoint. That's their way of fixing all this bullshit and just going forward.
Which would have been cool.
Which would have been their out and it would have been cool.
Yeah.
But now it's not Flashpoint.
Yeah.
My concern, not question, my concern is it's Flashpoint without being called Flashpoint. I really believe they're writing a script to where they flip time and it's not called Flashpoint. But that remains to be seen. Again, at this point, do you care for a Flash movie?
I don't. I really don't. I think he can just pop up, do his little quick
Yeah.
jokes, quirks, and then bounce, help out, give him a cool Quicksilver scene.
Yep.
He could play the same role like
Yep.
he does in the X-Men films. And
Yep.
I think we'd be fine.
I think that's the perfect comparison, bro. I never would have said it that way at first, but I think that's the perfect comparison. So let's go into a lot of the TV news. It's a lot of TV news. First news, Pennyworth. If you did not know, we are getting a Batman prequel called Pennyworth.
Is this a spinoff from the Gotham?
I don't know what the fuck it is. No, it's not even a spinoff from Gotham. It is his own entity, and it's going to be on Epix. It is Alfred Pennyworth's story.
And he was in the CIA?
Yeah, when he was in the ASA.
Oh, sorry.
When he was in the ASA, and it is how he meets a young Thomas Wayne. And we've just found out today that Thomas Wayne will be played by Ben Aldridge. This is crazy.
Are you interested?
It's only a 10-episode series, thank God. It's
right.
So I'm cool. I can go with
10 is cool.
You tell me you got a season and you like, yo, we're going to possibly go more and more and more. 10 episodes I can live with. Yeah. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't make me feel like, fuck, I got to get into this. Right. Because it's like, why do we need that? Do we really need that much backstory about Alfred?
Well, what I will say about Alfred Pennyworth, especially of how they showed him in the DCAU, he is still a bad motherfucker as old as he's been. He has Batman's back. He'll shoot a gun. He'll pop out some tech.
Yeah.
So I have to think when Alfred was a young gun, he could whoop some ass.
I mean, and that's fine. Again, that's what I'm saying. I'm fine with that. I'm fine because.
But is he taking down like villains? Like, what does he take? What is
that is the issue, because I know like Thomas Wayne is a young aristocrat and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's like
no expectations.
I mean, we do know that Alfred is responsible for upkeeping a lot of the tech that Batman has. Yeah. If you ever notice, Alfred works more in the Batcave than Bruce. Mm-hmm. Bruce just uses the shit. Alfred helps to build and maintain it. Yeah.
So he could be very interesting.
So,
but this is gonna be set in what,
1960s? Yeah.
Okay. So all right, they're doing the Bond, James Bond type of shit.
I mean, which is fine.
It's cool.
Which is perfect. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not gonna be mad if you're doing it. I'm just mad because it's like we don't need all these prequels. Yeah, a lot of things. You could
really focus it on somebody like Jason Todd, maybe, or who else is more interesting? Maybe a Batgirl. Tim Drake. Huh? Can Tim Drake get some love?
Well, Batgirl, she's supposed to be getting a movie. We don't know what's gonna happen though, but she's supposed to be getting a fucking movie.
Right.
Speaking of bats, Batwoman. We got our first pick of Ruby Rose as Batwoman. To appear in the Arrowverse.
Hey.
I'm here for it.
Badass.
I'm here for it. I can't deny that picture was badass. I was nervous, as many people were, nervous as shit about how she would look. Now I'm just nervous about how her acting is going to be.
Ruby Red Rose. I mean, hey, look, I watched her in Orange. I mean, she served it, her character. She was, playing the shit out of Piper, using her for her own gain. So she can get dark, She can look like a flawed. I think she could pull off being a flawed person. You know what I mean? Because that's what she looks like. You see her, she's like sexy with edge appeal. Like, like tattoos, and she be in dive bars, and you just be like, man, can I get at her?
But you can't, because she's a lesbian.
Right.
Her character is a for sure lesbian, and that was one of the reasons. That was one of the reasons why they cast Ruby Rose, which I'm cool with. I have zero issue with that.
Oh, a real life, okay.
Yeah, they wanted a real life outlet, member of the LGBT community,
right.
to portray the character, to play Kate Kane. The issue being is Ruby Rose is like, you just got her because of a name. Can she have the acting ability behind it? The look is cool. I'm for it. Yeah. Speaking of looks and talking about the Arrowverse crossover, we got a picture that just came out of Superman in the black suit from the for the Arrowverse crossover. Huh?
Are you for the leaking? I don't think I'm for leaking a picture.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, here's my thing. I don't think it was a leak. Stephen Amell posted it.
You think they should be doing that?
I mean, it pumps up the anticipation.
Okay, so you're more about anticipation than surprise?
Well, I'm with surprise. I'm about surprise, but some things have to hype you up for things.
Right.
Crossovers, last year's crossover was so amazing.
It was amazing.
The Crisis on Infinite Earths, on Earth X, was amazing. And it's like, you have to beat that. You have to beat that this year.
Yeah.
You have to do something. And so the first way you try to do that is you announce, hey, you getting a bat finally. Shut the fuck up.
Ding, ding.
You doing that. You getting a bat. Okay, you getting Batwoman. Now it's called Elseworlds. And a lot of it's going to be predicated towards Gotham. And I forgot the dude who's the bad guy. I forgot what his name is. I don't have a chance to pull it up right now. But you get that.
Superman back.
You get Superman back, okay, because we were wondering about that.
Right.
But now you're not just getting Superman. You're getting Superman in his black suit. So the question becomes, what is the reason that Superman has his black suit? That's the question we want to know. In other news, let's talk about some of the TV shows that came back. The Flash is back. Did you see the season premiere of Flash?
Sure did.
What'd you think?
I'm excited. I liked it.
Okay.
I like the Nora twist. I think it was cool when you see the opening intro like they usually do in Flash seasons, and now she's narrating, so it's like a different angle.
Which I'm glad we're doing that now.
I think that's cool, because I think you just had to like take something out of Barry, because it's like he's happy, he's not depressed, there's no mystery to discover. It's basically they're just sitting there until the new threat comes. So some other events has to happen. What I mean?
Did you like the fact he ran through all his suits? Every variation of his suit.
You know what it was? I saw the ploy, so it's like, oh, we're gonna get another new suit. But it was kind of cool to take it back, because it's like, oh yeah, he's had a couple of suits.
It was the way to show you how. What do you think about the new one?
I don't like it though.
I don't think nobody.
Season 4 is better.
I think that was better.
Season 4 was the best suit.
The one where he finally got the insignia, the white one, right?
It's white emblem, but it had the
gold trim.
And
the gold, yeah, that's the one I liked the best.
Last season was the best one.
I mean, I get we did this only to get to the point to finally give him the ring.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna do it every episode.
Yeah,
multiple times.
This is it.
But then they say the first season they didn't have the budget to do that. That's why.
Well,
they figured out some way.
We're season 5.
5 years of technology.
5 years in your syndication. You got it.
Okay, you got it.
You got it.
All right, cool.
So that's why we're getting it.
Yeah, and he's got no more chin, right? He has his
no chin strap, and it just looks so weird.
He really can't grow facial hair because his identity, how Flash hides his shit. The suit is weird. I gotta get used to it, but I think 4 was just cooler. The future suit was the best suit when he ran to the future.
Yeah, that suit was dope.
Yeah,
I was hoping they would give him that. I like the relationship that we saw with Nora and Iris.
She really did like she could be their baby though.
She looked just like the fact that Iris don't know what happens, and she just like why we can't get along? Like, you my daughter. She like, bitch, whatever. I'm my daddy. Like, she literally that's how Nora.
I know you don't turn out so good.
Right, bitch, your life is not on point, bitch. Where's my daddy? That's literally how she is the whole time. Yeah. Like, bitch, where's my daddy? Cisco looked like he don't want to be there no more. He literally looked
really? Wait, because his hair's just getting too long?
The character, just in general, don't like he want to be there.
You feel like he's just sitting pony?
Because he's wasted. He's being wasted.
Why is he wasted to you?
The best thing you had going with Cisco was Cisco and Gypsy. That was the best thing you had going. And I'm assuming the actor who plays Gypsy, she has some other projects.
Right.
However, if you threw some money at her the right way and pitched off what you can do to spin off the agency with Cisco and Gypsy, that worked.
You can put it on the little streaming service or on the CD.
That'll work.
Yeah.
The whole Killer Frost is in me, been in me since a kid. I gotta find my daddy not dead shit. I don't care.
Not at all.
I don't.
She's more wasted than Cisco.
Yes, and also, did you notice they fixed the plot hole with Ralph Dibny?
Yeah, it was when he's like learning about the time travel and things like that. He was like saying, "Oh, the Flashpoint must have changed my fate," because like, he apparently died in the first season.
Yeah, they announced it. Wells was one of the names that he mentions, and so that's where the whole So they closed that loophole up, and it's like, all right,
good. You guys watch the shows over and then see. Let's see what we can clean up.
So. One of the things I want to see that I hope we do,
talk about it,
and Nora brought it up, and it was I think they said spoiler alert was when she talked about King Shark versus Grodd.
I'm not that hyped for that.
I'm hyped to see how bad it would look.
That CGI is awful, but you know what it is. I'll be into it if Grodd really like can talk. Like with none of the
without the
if
telepathy,
he's finally like articulate, like and just like
he should be,
like come on, let's get him there.
King Shark can talk. Why the fuck can't Grodd?
Right. So if these motherfuckers is talking shit, I'll go with this 2-parter that they'll do.
What's up, you fishy bitch? That's what I want to see.
That's what I want to see. But Grodd got his ass whipped by his own kind, so I don't know if he can really take on a shark.
Yeah, this is true. This is very, very true.
Yeah, he got laid out. He got laid the fuck out by King Kong. That nigga came from the Empire State Building and landed on his chest. I was like, you went through that?
Yeah, that took him out. We finally get our look at Cicada without having to look at Cicada. That is the bad dude who comes in with the lightning bolt.
Right. So I read that he takes powers from Metas.
He takes powers and he kills them. He hates Metas.
He hates Metas.
He hates Metas. And he is a Meta.
Yeah, but he's a Meta.
He hates. He's like
that's like Uncle Ruckus.
He's like a self-hating black man. He's like Montel Williams. Nigga, he's like Montel fucking Williams. You'll never tell me. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a fuck how much you love Montel.
From Chicago?
No, he's not. But I don't care how much you love Montel Williams and then goddamn Money Mutual commercials. Montel Williams hates black men.
Damn.
He hates the shit out of them. Okay.
Brother Montel.
He is like fucking.
Ruckus.
He is like Clarence Thomas, Diamond and Silk, Ben Carson, OJ. Kanye West now added to the list.
Tiger Woods?
Tiger learned he was a nigga and was like, I have to accept this.
Yeah,
I just have to accept it. When she beat me with a golf club. I think Tiger should have known who fucked up when he was like, hey, would you like to come watch Grey's Anatomy with me? I'm like, yo, what are you fucking just old soccer moms who just been lonely for 30 years? She just want company? That's
his demo, man.
It's a whole other thing.
Okay, so Cicada, he hates the Metas, but he's a Meta himself.
Yeah, and he basically wants to go after all of them and kill them and take them all out. So we'll see how that plays out.
You think there's a second big bad? Like he's just the first, and then this laid to a second? Because this is my theory. Because this was what happened in Arrow season 4. The issue with Damon Dark was that he was a good villain, but because you introduced him in the first episode as opposed to waiting till a little bit down the line, you stretched him too thin. So I don't think I'm going to be interested in Cicada for 23 or 18 or so episodes.
Yeah, I get it. I'm with you, but I think that's the problem again with 23 episodes.
Never bring them up on the first one.
Yeah, when you introduce the motherfucker out the gate, like, here's your big bad, you're like, man. Unless, I don't know.
He pulled it off last year. Who was the
Thinker.
Thinker.
But the way,
to him.
with DeVoe.
Yeah, DeVoe.
When they did DeVoe Marlies, but the way they did it, because he was the bad guy, but they still gave you the villain of the week shit.
Yeah, they did, and you need that.
It's
not overrated. It's exactly what you need.
And I know we'll probably get it with this, but god damn it, I don't want to see.
I just don't. I'm glad we agree on that.
Black Lightning debuted, and again, I have to drop the second part of the series of interviews I did from the set visit.
Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I've said it before, they came out swinging.
Okay.
This was before, I'm going to spoil some shit because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but it's all good.
Episode 1, season 1, we saw Jefferson get pulled over by the police.
Right.
And him say, this is the third time this month for no reason. They kick it off talking about now the rise of the green light babies. And the cops choke out a young black kid reminiscent Eric Gardner situation. And get caught on camera and everything. And I'm like, holy fuck.
So I'm gonna be pissed, is what you're telling me.
Oh, you're gonna see a lot of shit. Okay. You get the legendary Bill Nunn as Agent Odell in there, Robert Townsend as Napier Frank, and
are those good guys or bad guys?
No, well, Odell is kind of that bad guy in a sense, but he's an agent for the ASA.
Okay.
But Napier Frank works on the school board that is trying to get rid of Jefferson, and they use the term house nigga in this episode. Okay. And the HNIC called somebody Negra. First of all, the fact that Negra got you.
CW? This is history.
This is his story.
This is progress, man.
This is what you call the movement. Goddamn it! It's the struggle. We also had a lot of different cameos. Angela Rye from CNN, Roland Martin, Benjamin Crump. They really. People would say that Black Lightning tries to go over political, but it's not over political. It's actually what's happening in the black community today. It's reflective of it, and it's very reflective and indicative of it. And so you have to have these issues and these things that happen, and it's nothing wrong with that. Henderson finds out that Jefferson's Black Lightning because why? Henderson's a smart cop, unlike every other dumb fucking cop that these shows have. Like, I don't know who that could be. You know, every time we turn around, it's the same deal. He says, like, yo, your daughters got kidnapped by the 100. Black Lightning showed up and only saved your goddamn daughters. Black Lightning, the school got attacked and you weren't there, but Black Lightning was there. You know why you weren't there? Because you was, nigga. For real? You just weren't going to tell me? I was like, well, goddamn.
You know what? Okay, so when we read the comics and we watch the TV shows, they show that some people do eventually learn our heroes a secret identity.
Yes, absolutely.
It happens. Like Batman,
Gordon finds out.
People have found out about Batman. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that hard to put two together. Like, hey man, you big as shit.
Right.
But you're a billionaire that's big as shit that don't do that.
And when they write these characters like just so naive, it just makes it like so stupid sometimes. And my biggest compliment to Black Lightning is that they just don't play dumb with the characters. Like they acknowledge what it is. Like they let people they give the adult the sense of intelligence to figure something out.
Yes, absolutely, you know what I mean? Absolutely,
so
and it works.
I dig a move like that where the cop just said, "Nigga,
hey fam,
you think you slick? Nigga, you ain't slick."
What the fuck you mean? I'm not gonna know.
All right,
because I've always said.
So Jefferson did get a pay raise, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, but I also said this because like when I did the interviews, I said this to both China Air McClain and even Jordan Calloway. I was like, yo. Y'all mean to tell me that in all of Freeland, a.k.a. Atlanta Light, nobody notices a 6'6" black dude with a beard and a haircut the same way? And I understand the whole thing is the goggles don't let you see who he is. But we ain't seen no other tall dudes in Freeland.
Right. Everybody in the Freeland's under 5'11".
Everybody in Freeland is vertically challenged.
Right. Or they look like, what's his name? Albino Village.
Tobias?
Right. So that's it.
It's like
it's the only diversity of black people in Atlanta.
Like, are you serious?
No.
Like they never have it. I'm like, come on, fam. Y'all don't know, but hey, now that Henderson knows. We'll see how that plays out in the next couple episodes, which I've had the pleasure of seeing. Also, Cyanide gets murdered.
Who's Cyanide again?
The white chick with Tobias.
Oh.
She gets murdered by Kara, the former vice principal who turned out to be an ASA agent. She murders. They have a fight in the parking garage, and it was a great fight, and she killed her with a heel, which lets me know, ladies, if you wear heels, I'm staying the fuck away from you.
All the way. Red bottoms? Get my distance.
Yo, red bottoms, you gonna kill me in fashion and style. I'm cool. Also, so Kara, after she kills Cyanide, she goes to Tobias' spot to try to kill Tobias. And the harpoon returns, my nigga. Tobias harpoons her. And she jumps out of a window to attempt to save herself. So I'm like, yo, that's going to be interesting. Again, I know what happens in the next 2 episodes. Okay. And I think I have the access to see some more, but I don't want to spoil it for the listeners because I know y'all like, yo, you should tell us. No, y'all ain't paying me enough to tell you, so I'm not telling y'all shit.
Right, Cash App, Jay Washington, he might message you a couple of details.
Don't do that. Don't do that because people will be in my DMs like, hey, man, so I got $72.
That's what's up.
Titans debuted, and I saw it. The pilot episode is very gritty and very violent.
Good.
It is set in Michigan, which I was like, the fuck? We start off in Traverse City, Michigan. Dick Grayson is a detective in Detroit, Michigan.
Because he ran away. He left Batman.
He left Batman because basically Batman started killing people. Batman starts killing motherfuckers.
How would they do this?
Yeah.
Why would Batman never started killing people? Well, sorry, Ben Affleck killed people.
Ben Affleck has a body count, nigga. If you did,
Well, no, if you actually want to get all the way real, Michael Keaton killed some niggas too. In Batman.
Yes, he did. Batman
This
Returns.
nigga blew up a plant.
He blew up a plant when he threw dude down the sewer and put a bomb down there.
Yeah,
he killed people too.
So all right, Batman kills.
Starfire, she starts out as
You don't kill directly.
You don't kill, right? It's just a matter of circumstances.
Right.
Starfire has amnesia, and she was in a car with a dude who they were getting shot up. The dude was killed. When she gets out the car, she's being chased by some men. Turns out she gets back to this hotel. The men she was chased by works for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is Konstantin Kovar. We keep bringing Kovar in anytime we do a Russian thing, and it's not Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
So this is how you know the DC Titans universe, the DC universe, the streaming platform is its own entity. Mm-hmm. Okay, Raven is trying to deal with this evil inside of her that wants to kill everybody. And at one point, she murders a dude that kidnaps him and murders the fuck out of this dude. Okay. I was like, y'all just doing shit to do shit. The only time we see Beast Boy is at the very end of the episode where he is a tiger in an electronics store stealing video games.
Interesting. Okay. Hey, well, he's like 11, 12, so he's young.
He's a green tiger.
He's a green tiger.
I don't think he's 11 or 12. I think he's about 16.
Well, Jay, maybe he didn't have a childhood. He's trying to do his thing Michael Jackson style.
I don't know. My problem with the writing was, okay, Beast Boy is supposed to have this ability to consistently change. And from what they were showing, it looks like it's a process for him to change. But Beast Boy has been able to change on a whim. So, like, the security guard is working nights and hear this rumbling in the store and see Beast Boy, see the tiger, a green tiger just tearing shit up. And the fucking security guard just sitting there like, oh, what? And didn't pull a gun out. I would have shot the shit out that tiger. But who the fuck looks at a tiger messing with some video games and think, I'm going to leave the tiger here by us? Because if you walk off, you're not knowing if the tiger going to try to pounce on you.
For sure.
I'd have shot the shit out this tiger. And then he'd have turned back into a little guard and it'd be like, why'd you shoot me? I'm like, why the fuck are you human now? Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it don't work. Those are it's certain issues, like, things.
And that's just going to be hard to pull off on an hour show, live action, to switch him into animals constantly. You just can't do it.
Yeah, because, like, he should be able to go from monkey to bird to gorilla to ape to snake and all that. And I know the way they were showing.
We'll get 1 to 2 animals tops.
Per episode. Per episode, yeah.
Maybe finale you might get 3. But
so this next episode we're gonna introduce Hawk and Dove.
Okay. How did Dick Grayson? How'd you got a feel of him?
These are me taking deep breaths.
Okay.
Deep sighs. Closed caption. I don't know. Like, he just looks so. I can't believe that this is the dude that becomes Nightwing.
He looks too young to me.
He looks way too young and not big enough.
Yeah.
Like, I get we want the realistic look, but that doesn't look like a dude.
That looks like him when he's like year 2-3 years Robin.
2-3 years Robin.
Right.
Granted, he's tall enough to be the Nightwing height, but he doesn't look, and I know it's like, yeah, but it's not Nightwing, it's Titans. I get it. I fucking get it. I just don't believe in them yet. And yes, again, people have been telling me, well, you gotta watch it. It's a slow build, but once it gets going, it gets going. And I'm like, here we fucking go again. I'm gonna give it its props. I definitely am. Like I said, I give all these shows their props, and I give them their potential to shine. And if they lose me, they lose me. If they get me, they get me. You know, and I'll admit it. If I thought the show was trash, and then all of a sudden it gets me, I'll admit I'm wrong.
Right.
I have no problem in holding that. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a big issue to me at all. So, man, I want to appreciate and say thank you. So my appreciation and say thank you, Nick, for coming on here with me, man.
Jay, always a pleasure, man. I love doing the barbershop thing with you on these comic books because they don't think black people watch this shit, but man, I watch this stuff.
And that was
everything. That
you know what?
out.
And people who listen to this know that was one of the main things I wanted to do was show that people of color, not just black people, not just brown, but people of color, we do watch these and we do have these discussions. We do talk about this shit. Because, again, I know people are like, why you got to bring race into it? Because, again, white people, y'all know it. Don't act brand new. Y'all have every platform to talk about it. We're just 9 times out of 10 the guest on the platform. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Right.
but we should be able to have the platform to be the lead focus to drive the shows and things like that. So that's why I do this. And plus, like I said, the homies like to talk about it like homies. You don't want to have to always have that conversation. So let me tell you about Titans. What I thought was Brendan Thwaite's performance was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, you don't always got to do that.
Nah.
I wanted to do something I've been meaning to do, and I apologize. I want to acknowledge, I put on Twitter for anybody that had questions to hit me up and use the hashtag the Mad Titan Podcast. Here's a question we had, and I think we answered that one earlier, about how do you feel about the TV show Gifted. We answered that. Shouts out to 10_elite. We answered that one. I'd like to hear you. Shout out to Suplex Society, man. Suplex Society has been an avid listener and an avid supporter, man. I definitely appreciate you. The question is, I'd like to hear you book the X-Men into the MCU Phase 4.
You like how they would do it?
How would we do it?
Okay.
So this is what I would do. This is what I do. First of all, Phase 4 starts immediately during Avengers 4.
Phase 4 starts during Avengers 4. So when we see Avengers 4 playing, this is the start of it.
Yeah, we're in a new phase. Okay. Life has been going, now, according to the film, life has been existing since the snap. People have had to deal with the world that had people just die right in front of them.
So we got about a year.
Not a year, like almost 10, 15 years. Time has gone by.
Oh, shit.
The Avengers are supposedly possibly mobilized and brought back together to help try to contain the chaos. When the world is still that world, there are no mutants as of that point. Mm-hmm. As of that point. When the gauntlet is obtained or the time stone and they're able to go back in time, because now reality is changed.
Right.
Now, when you go back in time to try to go back forward or whatever, all of a sudden now they're not just enhanced individuals. There are mutants. And also, there are mutants, and there is a school for mutants in New York that is just upstate, probably down the road from the Avengers facility. 40 minutes away. And that's how you start bringing them in slowly but surely. You know, you don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to throw them all into the, Avengers film or the next set of Marvel films. Slowly bring them in until you give them their own movie. That's mine.
I wish they had you in the writers' room when they were doing Dark Phoenix.
First of all, my idea for Dark Phoenix was, this shit ain't happening.
Damn, yo, they pushed it back again.
I think I talked about that last week.
Here's the thing, too. Black people, I mean, everybody but black people, we love X-Men because the mutants and the humans really speak to us.
That's because they're based off what we were going through.
Based off what we were going through. So, like, the Fox 5 TV show, even Evolution was cool. And that Wolverine show that lasted like 1 year would have been really good if they got to do another season. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Wolverine and the X-Men? And like, man, these movies came out. We were hype. Some were good. Some were not so good. We thought they finally right the ship. And then they just... this is supposed to be like the big ending for the second tier of movies.
This is supposed to be the coup de grace. Yeah. Finally for this batch of mutants. Which if this is how you get rid of this group... Because we don't need all of them to come over. We don't need them to come over into the MCU. Nah. I don't mind possibly seeing a Michael Fassbender, but I don't see Fassbender working with this cast that we have, if that makes sense. This Avengers cast.
Right.
McAvoy, I stand by my word. McAvoy should have been Beast after seeing him in both Split and the trailers for Glass.
Okay.
The Beast he does is amazing. I'm glad Jennifer Lawrence will die in the movie. I'm so happy.
Damn.
Like, I just said how I felt about it.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is, though, But listen, so, man, look, let the people know how they can find you and reach you.
Hey, man, if you guys on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, follow me at Nick of Comedy, NICKOF Comedy. Nick Alexander, man. I do stand-up. I perform all over L.A., and I travel around the country, and I do sketch and improv. And if I could just plug this real quick, Sunday, October 21st at UCB Inner Sanctum in Hollywood, my team, Cornbread Kitchen, we celebrating our 1 year anniversary as a group performing, and we have a show called The Black Twitter Show where we're doing sketches and improv inspired by themes and trending shit on Black Twitter. So it's going to be dope. Just come through.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington already. If you don't, get your life together. It's on the dollar bill. Follow my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington80. I put a lot of reviews up, do a lot of trailer reactions, and I'm going to get into some wrestling stuff on there soon. I just have a lot of shit I'm doing, okay?
Follow this guy. He works hard to make sure y'all get all this coverage and content, man. He's doing it for us.
I do it for the people.
For the people.
I don't think y'all understand how much I do for y'all, but I'm grateful for everybody. For everybody listening here through iTunes, please rate and subscribe. Rate and subscribe. Give it 5 stars, comments, everything. This is how you put the podcast up higher and higher for more people and more people to find out about it. Share this podcast. Let people know about it. Let them know, yo, you want to check this out. But if you're at work, you want to check it out with headphones because I might say something to get your ass fired. And if you get fired, I'm not paying your motherfucking bills because I can barely pay my own motherfucking bills. With that being said, I wrapped up episode 6. It is the 6th episode of the Mad Titan Podcast here with me. Thank you to everybody who's seen and congratulated on the Nerd Jabber inclusion. That is happy, man. I will holler at you guys next week. Till then, I am out of here. Take care. Peace.